Steven,
You want to talk a little bit about this?
About this section here?
No, we've done plans for it
Okay.
that are on file, waiting for approval from Neighbor Space and the city for this section. We did it as a sample, and it would incorporate, these are more of these blocks here. You can actually see the blocks are numbered because we inventoried them about 2 years ago. So that's about all. I mean, other than that, it looks like hell, doesn't it?
Well, what does the plan look like? I mean, for these folks, it's
the
got a
plan-
trail, right?
Yeah, it has a trail, and the trail goes again up and down. I mean, there isn't much you can do.
You got trees and plants,
Trees and plants, and all these stones are incorporated into the plan.
so it does go up and down. Then,
Yeah,
right?
oh yeah.
Okay.
They're bigger than a standard step, so I guess you have to level them to...
Oh yeah, no, we wouldn't be using them as steps. It's got to be somewhat
Somebody's
ADA
coming through.
accessible.
Oh,
They would be more for seating, for landscape walls. The trail itself will be a level surface. Oh, this is a very active and successful group. I don't know how many there are, but if you walk through it, you'll see the maintenance standards are way above anything you've seen so far.
Yeah,
And it's all by volunteers.
yeah.
Very active in old West Andersonville Garden, WAG.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And it's a different style. It's much more detailed. You'll see, it's almost like a little arboretum.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
I love the arboretum, the names on the trees. Yeah,
Yeah, that's true. They identify stuff
yeah,
too.
We should do that on Winsley.
we should.
Oh yeah, nice little thing. You can screw into a tree without hurting it, huh?
Yes, one screw.
Because this railroad originally planned to build a station here. Yeah, another station. Just like you have up at Peterson now. And there was another station still at Bryn Mawr by the graveyard. By Rose Hill, rather, right? That's another reason why Ravenswood had stone curves well before the area was thickly settled or anything. Because they improved Ravenswood to almost like a downtown standard for access to this graveyard. Which was built when? 1856, I think. Yeah. Well, it's 350 acres. Big graveyard.
On this side of the tracks, there's a path.
Yeah.
South of Wilson?
Yeah.
That's the Savannah.
Who does that one?
That's the, we're just talking Montrose Community Gardens. I've taken it over. When I designed it, it was for the American Indian Center. It was supposed to be a restoration of a prairie in Savannah where they would have their native rituals and stuff. But then they moved away. Community Gardens then joined up with them and took it over. So it's kind of neat. What I've seen, that they burned there this spring. Did you notice that? Mm-hmm. They burned it and they're restoring it now. So they're working on it.
I didn't see that burn, but we've walked it a couple times.
Yeah, it's coming along. All right, this is an example of an abandoned part of this project that was done in 2014, where all these walls were built to support the railroad. What was here before was just dirt and then the railroad grade. When they raised the tracks, the engineers, they got to do this now, make it structurally sound. So these walls were put in, and then the entire thing was landscaped. And this is just a classic example of this section fell through the tracks, got no maintenance at all.
Right.
It's been into what we call this an urban forest.
Right.
There's a volunteer cottonwood right there.
Yeah.
Chinese elm, all kinds of things. And this is in the plan, though, to redo it, working with these neighbors over here. They want to have a walking path on this middle tier, the length of it, so they can enjoy it.
Is part of it actually adding a rail too? Because you got bigger than a 30-inch.
Yeah, I know. We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be ADA approved, no.
Yeah.
I looked into that. As long as ADA people can get where they're going on an existing
Yeah.
that's nearby, you can do whatever you want over there. So, evergreens that have been planted, a linden. Here's a Kentucky coffee tree, intermixed with Chinese elm, mulberry, tree of heaven, and every other bad guy you can think. And that's just the space. It's interesting study. The space of what, 8 years?
Yeah.
How fast stuff can change. I mean, look at that cottonwood. That's got to be what, 35 feet high? And that wouldn't have started really till probably 2016. So it's 6 years old, 7 years old.